Present before the court is Rodrigo Garcia-Loza, represented by Mr. Helbling. We're doing these cases at the same time for convenience sake. Any reason why we shouldn't do that?
No, Your
Honor. I don't think so, Your Honor.
All right. Got a couple of housekeeping matters. 258 days of jail time credit. Mr. Garcia-Loza, each of you are going to be receiving both a minimum and a maximum prison term. Mr. Juan Garcia-Loza, do you want me to read this to you, or are you satisfied that you understand the indefinite sentence?
I understand.
Mr. Rodrigo Garcia-Loza?
I understand.
Okay. Court finds that they have each been notified about the waiving term. Mr. View, on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, in terms of state's recommendation for both of them, I understand they both pled guilty to the same level of offense. I think there are some facts for the court to consider in determining an appropriate prison sentence for both of the defendants. As to Rodrigo Lopez, as the court's aware, he has a prior conviction, federal conviction for trafficking cocaine, has previously been removed from the country, has illegally re-entered the country, and he was the individual who was in contact with the confidential informant and undercover officers arranging for the sale of this substantial quantity of cocaine, 166 grams. Juan Loza, his brother, though, is the one who was delivering it, was found to be in possession of it, was transporting it for delivery. And upon his interview, Juan Loza took responsibility for all of it. He indicated that, in fact, he was the person who was selling cocaine. He was the one who was acquiring it, and that anything that Mr. Rodrigo Lopez was selling was coming through him. So I think we have sort of two defendants that aggravating factors would essentially make them equal in terms of the amounts that are and the types of conduct that were involved. Therefore, given those sentencing factors, the state's recommendation as to both defendants is a minimum mandatory term of 8 years in prison with a maximum indefinite term of 12 years.
The judge opens with formalities, but tension builds fast as the state lays out a heavy record: trafficking, re-entry after deportation, and a large cocaine sale. The prosecutor paints Rodrigo as the link to undercover officers and Juan as the one moving the drugs. The air is thick. This is no small case.
All right, Mr. Helbling, on behalf of Rodrigo Garcia-Loza?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd like to correct for the record something that counsel just stated. The plea was no contest, not guilty. They were found guilty, but I just wanted to clarify that because he said they pled guilty. Secondly, one of them had, Juan had a designation as an MDO. Rodrigo did not have that designation. So just as clarification. I've had a chance to speak with Juan over the past number of days that he's been incarcerated multiple times. He has shown a lot of change from the first time I met him to recently. He's shown a lot of remorse on this. I've discussed these issues with him. He knows he's going to be deported back. That is a serious concern to him because things were not good when he got deported last time. Yes, he came back, but he came back because of some other issues that were in Mexico. Not criminal issues that he was charged, but the atmosphere and things that were happening to him that precipitated him coming back. I've also had a chance to meet someone who is affiliated with the jail. He's the pastor over there, Mr. Steve Friedman, and he's here today in support, along with Mr. Loza's family, Mr. Loza, Rodrigo Loza, for the record, to have a chance to speak to you, to address you on how things have changed for him over these past 258 days that he's been incarcerated. You can say.
Thank you, Your Honor, for allowing me to speak. Your Honor, a lot of things changed for me. It's a reality. I see this as a blessing. We was going down a dark path of addiction, and we both had no desires to live. I was just lost and depressed and just confused with life, which is been struggling my whole life, coming back to a country that doesn't allow me here, but that's all I know. I was raised here, so it's been hard for me to just adapt to that lifestyle. But the Lord, it has a reason and a purpose, and I will seek treatment. I will seek help. I have a family that supports me and loves me, and I don't want to do anything to hurt him, me, myself, or others, or continue hurting the people that love me the most. And thank God that Mr. Stevie keeps continuing coming to Warren County, that you guys allow him. He's changing people. He's putting hope in people's hearts. And I found God again, and God is just, helped me through everything else. And I know it's hard for me. I keep continuing the same mistakes, but I'm just trying to be a better person. I'm trying to change for the best. And I still got a lot coming up in the future with me being back to Mexico, but that's my problems, and I just got to stay humble and leave it all to the Lord. And just, I appreciate for letting me talk. And I get nervous when I'm being in front of you, so I don't know how to really communicate with my words. And I get stressed out, and my
The
tongue
defense
gets...
steps in to correct the record and humanize Rodrigo. His attorney explains remorse, faith, and personal struggles, a man shaped by addiction and fear of deportation. Then Rodrigo himself speaks, trembling but honest, admitting his downfall and pleading for redemption. His words cut through the room, faith, regret, and the hope for another chance. The courtroom grows quiet, everyone sensing the gravity behind his confession.
I get stressed out, and my tongue gets twisted, so I just appreciate for letting me talk. Just know that sincerely, all this has impacted me a lot. And if I don't continue my ways, I'm just going to be dead or in prison for the rest of my life. And I need to find an escape. I need help. And I need to, be better for myself, be better for my family.
So,
You're up.
Mr. Garcia-Loza, I do have a question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but I'm curious. So, you're arrested, charged, and convicted of this once before.
Yeah, but it was a conspiracy.
Let me finish. That you went to prison for some period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were also deported.
Yes, sir.
And then you came back. How is it that you fall into the same sort of behavior after you come back? I don't understand how that happens.
Because people think that prison is rehabilitating you, and it's not. There's drugs in there, and I became an addict in there. And when I came home, I was already an addict, so I didn't know what to do, how to escape. And some people, you just got to choose different paths. And if you don't, you're going to easily fall in the same patterns as you're in there and outside. And outside, I was doing really good. I had a job. And I don't want to blame nobody. I blame myself for allowing people to get into my head and my mind. But I was really struggling, and a buddy of mine needed help. And I have a good heart, so I helped him, and I got put in this position, which next time I got to be accountable for my responsibilities and take action for my own, like stay away from people. I learned that, not everybody has the best interest in you. Some people just want to see you hurt, and they take your kindness for. So it's been. I came home from prison an addict, and I couldn't escape it. I should have been in treatment, but I've been going through a lot, and I got diagnosed with a lot of health problems, and that's what they're trying to get me into a program for therapy and something that helped me. And it's been rough, and it's been hard, but I realized that, that I'm still here for a reason, so I got to keep challenging and keep fighting, and I can't just give up and hurt people and hurt others. I got to do better for myself. With being here or being in my country, life is precious, and you got to, one day you got to wake up and just realize that, God is in control of everything, and you got to change and be better.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Edmund?
Yeah, I just incidentally wanted to bring to the court's attention that originally both Rodrigo and his brother were brought here as children.
As the judge questions him, Rodrigo opens up even deeper, describing how prison failed to rehabilitate him and instead fed his addiction. He blames no one but himself, showing rare accountability. The defense follows, reminding the court both brothers were raised in America since childhood, tied to this land and its people. Their pastor then steps forward, a calm, heartfelt voice speaking about Rodrigo's transformation and his devotion to faith behind bars.
Children from Mexico, I think between the ages probably 6 and 8 or so. Rodrigo attended Lebanon High School, as a matter of fact. So he was raised in this area, so all of his family's really still here, extended family. So that's, I believe, one of the reasons he wanted to come back with his family, to be here. Could have settled anywhere in the country, but he settled back here because this is where he was raised. With that being said, Judge, I know that I had asked my client if he wanted the pastor to speak, and perhaps if Mr. Freeman can walk up to the lectern. He has a few words concerning Mr. Rodrigo.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. I met Rodrigo, I guess, about 11 months ago. He came into church. I have an organization at a North Star Church in Loveland where we have 25 teachers, and we're in 3 county jails. Work in clergy with Transforming Jail Ministries, and I'm in Warren County every Thursday night, and we teach 2 classes. There's 2 different groups in APOD. And I met Rodrigo. I think the first week he was there incarcerated, he came in, and I just, after the first couple of times I met him, and he was in church, and there would be anywhere from 5 to 15 fellows in there. It just came to my attention that he was really asking a lot of questions. He had told me, he said, "I've read the Bible." I said, "Did you read it like a book, or did you read it like it was the words coming straight from God to the prophets and the disciples?" And he went, "No." I said, when you read the scriptures, you have to pray for understanding and read them slowly, meditate, and pray on it. And I truly believe he's been doing that the last 10 months. And, we've got a good relationship, a friendship. It probably goes deeper than that. But I just feel like he's just a very changed guy. He's changed the way he thinks. He's changed the way he thinks about Jesus. And he's always loved his family. And that's the reason he always came back to this area, because you have all of his family, his dad and all of his brothers and stuff here. And I had issues in the 70s and early 80s. So I understand addiction. I work with a lot of guys, and I have a lot of women that also teach and preach in the jails and know the struggles of the women. But I've seen remarkable changes in just the way he thinks, the way he reacts, the questions he asks. And I know he goes very deep into prayer. He is in Bible studies and prayer groups in the pod. And I've just seen a lot of changes in him in 10 or 11 months. And I ask you just to have mercy on him and give him the lightest sentence possible.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, and Mr. Staten, on behalf of Juan Garcia-Loza.
Now it's Juan's turn. His lawyer paints a different picture. No criminal record, a hard-working man, father of 2, running his own business, respected in his community. Juan admits guilt with quiet sincerity, apologizing to his family and the state. The contrast between the 2 brothers becomes clear. One lost in addiction, the other caught in loyalty. The courtroom watches, waiting to see if their fates will differ when the judge speaks next.
Thank you, Your Honor. As the court's aware, my client has no criminal record. This is his first offense, other than the traffic stops. He immediately took responsibility for everything upon encountering law enforcement. He's entered his plea here. He's prior to being arrested, he had owned his own business for 5 years. He's a married father of 2. He coached youth soccer in the community. Like his brother, he was brought here as a young child at 8 years old, grew up here, went to Lebanon High School, has been a hardworking man, taking responsibility for his own family and providing for them. We would ask the court to consider that, and the fact that since he's been in now for 11 months, he's working in the kitchen, has no infractions, has caused no trouble, has been completely adjusted to the environment that he's been placed in. And I'd ask the court to consider those factors. Thank you.
Juan Garcia-Loza, is there anything that you would like to tell me?
No, I just want to say I take my responsibility, and I'm sorry to my family and to the county and the state of Ohio. Anybody that hurt my actions.
I think that's the tough part in this, Mr. Garcia-Loza, because this amount of drugs hurts a lot of people. And I mean, it's sort of like a throwaway line. Well, I'm sorry to whoever I might have hurt or whatever, but about a lot of drugs that were moving through this county. And I mean, I get the point that Mr. Helbling makes that the dreamers, or whatever you want to call them, people who were brought to this country as young children, are a difficult sort of political issue to deal with, but not necessarily that difficult for me to deal as a criminal justice issue, because I really don't consider that part of it. The reality is that this was a big operation, and with regard to the findings for sentencing, certainly Juan Garcia Loza was much more of the primary and principal offender in this case. I think that Rodrigo Garcia Loza maybe just along for the ride, helping out. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's sort of the sense that I get from things. So here's where I'm at. Bottom line, I do find that you're both indigent for the purposes of fines and costs, so I'm not going to impose any financial sanction in the case. I am going to impose an 8 to 12 year prison sentence on each of you. I do agree with Mr. View that the prior for Rodriguez is significant to me, but when I weigh out the involvement in this case, I think it probably does make sense for them both to receive the same sentence in the case. For the purpose of your immigration status, I don't really have any control over that, whether they remove you from the country, deport you. I don't have any control over that after today's sentence. I don't consider your immigration status in how I sentence you. I think that you should each serve this sentence before the federal government does anything with you, but that's beyond my control. I'm remanding you to the custody of the county sheriff for transport to the prison. Each of you do have the right to appeal this to the 12th District Court of Appeals in Middletown, and if you don't have the funds to hire a lawyer, to obtain a transcript.
The judge delivers his decision. His tone is firm but measured, acknowledging the pain caused by drugs flooding the community. He sees Juan as a principal offender, but decides both deserve equal sentences. 8 to 12 years in prison, no fines, no exceptions. The gavel drops, sealing their fate. Justice feels heavy, not triumphant. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.